is a very frustrating and heartwarming day that's going to be taking place just because the trial date of the officers is now starting. It's very frustrating to hear that allegations are now hitting the media and the community about one of the officers. Just now throwing out law enforcement applications for other police departments in Delaware County. That just raises a whole lot of suspicion about him being very confident that he's about to walk. And we don't appreciate that as a community. I know the family definitely doesn't appreciate that because we're here for justice. We're always here for justice. And we're just trying to fight for Fanta Bility and make sure that she gets everything that she deserves, which was a lifelong life that was taken away recklessly by sharing her officers, and they should be held accountable. So we're going to continue to fight and demand that they're held accountable, that they're serving a sentence to the fullest extent of the law, and that everything is done correctly. So until we get that and we see that, hopefully we see that today, our fight will come to a little short end, but at the end of the day, there's still a lot going on in Delaware County. So we're just hoping that Delco does the right thing, and if not, we're here to raise hell.
Hi, my name is Elijah Neal. I'm one of the representatives for UDTJ, and I'm out here supporting the case of Fanta Bility. As many people already know, Fanta was an 8-year-old girl who was shot by police in Sharon Hill. And currently we are still demanding justice for Fanta because the police are currently still have been relieved of their duties, but they have not been actually charged with any form of crime or penalty. And what we are hoping to get out of this case is that all the police officers who were involved in the shooting are charged, rightfully so, and are charged and are jailed for their time in taking part in the murder of Fanta. So that is why UDTJ supports the Bility family in this case, and we will continue to support them until justice is served.
My name is Ashley. I'm a member of Delco Resist, and I'm out here today because I want the Sharon Hill police officers to be held accountable for taking the life of an 8-year-old child on August 27, 2021. Her name was Fanta Bility. The 1-year mark of her death. We're at Media Courthouse today because this is the beginning of the trial for the 3 Sharon Hill officers who are responsible for the death of Fanta. My main concern has always been the family, specifically Fanta's mother, who will be grieving for the rest of her life. We just want there to be justice for Fanta and her family, and we want there to be accountability. The Sharon Hill police officers should not have shot into a crowd. They were wrong. The DA tried to charge 2 young men for her murder. Thankfully, those charges have since been retracted, but there has been no accountability for the police officers. They've been able to walk free while a family is grieving. So we're here for justice, we're here for accountability, and the DA needs to make the right decision.
My name is Malcolm Yates, and I'm one of the 5 conveners for the Delaware County Black Caucus. The Delaware County Black Caucus is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to serve as an information and advocacy vehicle to advance the interests and improve the overall quality of life for African American citizens in Delaware County. Since 2018 in our inception, our organization, since we was founded, our organization has strongly advocated for change for the community to positively impact the residents of African and African American descent. We're here today because we know that being silent is being complicit. Therefore, we and others who are joint with us today are using our collective voice to demand justice for Fanta Bility. Along with members of the Delaware County Black Caucus who are here with us today, we're joined by Sheila Carter, president of the NAACP Darby area, which covers Sharon Hill, Carol Kazim, community activist. We'd like to acknowledge UDTJ and Delco Resist, who are here today with us as well. And we are all here for support for Fanta. We are greatly concerned by what took place here today. We are also concerned that there are motions by the defense to dismiss any of the charges filed by the DA. We are hopeful that once the DA office submits the brief to the judge, we'll be convinced to uphold the charges, and whatever happens, we will continue to stand in support with the Bility family, as we have been doing for the last year. Next up, we have some folks just going to be speaking with us today. And I'd like to bring up Sheila Carter, president of the NAACP.
Good afternoon. It's been a long year, and the sad thing is it's been a long year for the family and for the community of Sharon Hill. And one of the things that we have to believe is that the justice system is going to work for all of us, not just for the family, but for everyone. Because what took place today, I still can't believe that in a year's time we're still determined and trying to decide if the police should be charged. You know, from day one, from when we first got the report, we were told that 3 police officers shot into a crowd, and we're not just talking about 5 or 6 shots. We're talking over 20 bullets went into a crowd of black and brown people, and when it all ended, a child lost her life. Her sister was wounded. Another child was wounded. And we're standing here today trying to determine if we should charge the 3 officers that fired their weapons, because at this point we're not sure which bullet killed Fanta. It doesn't make a difference. Police officers are trained to uphold the law. They are trained. And if you are trained and you know that you are not supposed to shoot into a crowd of people when you do not have a target, we are not going to stand by and allow you not to be criminally charged for your defense, for your offense. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. Next, we'll be having Carol Kazim, community activist.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today's a day that I would like everyone to remember Fanta Bility. As another black mother who also have 2 young girls in the house, I'm here in solidarity with the mother of Fanta Bility and also her family. And what I don't want is too many defensive measures that we continuously keep seeing. We lost one of our own, a young daughter of ours who did not get the opportunity or chance to even live. Something that is very sensitive. So when we are in the courtroom, when we are outside, and we're seeing so many, oh, well, this and that with the officers, and this should have been done in that way, that does not bring back Fanta. That does not help the fact that every day her mother has to wake up remembering and reliving those moments because she was there and her siblings were there. Accountability must be met. And that is what today is about, accountability. If we were in any of our other neighborhoods, those accountability will be met. So that is what today is about. Making sure that those that are responsible are accountable for their actions. And that we make sure that Fanta Bility, her name continues to continue. That is not fair to the mother, and this is not fair to the family. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Carol. Next, we're going to have Abu Bility family. Abu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. The statement I'm about to give is from the Bility family. First of all, I would like to thank and appreciate everybody present over here, including the press, our supporters around us, our lawyers, everybody. Again, thank you. Our family is deeply troubled by the Anthony's motion to dismiss 2 charges against the former Sharon Hill police officers. who killed our beloved Fanta Bility. Always remember that name, Fanta Bility. Will you say that with me? Fanta Bility. Say that with me? Fanta Bility. Thank you very much. That every person who is responsible for her death will be held accountable. We are grateful to have the support of the many organizations, community leaders, elected officials, concerned citizens present today. We are also grateful to have the support of the District Attorney Jack Stockhammer. It is our hope that we continue to support with our family for justice for Fanta Bility. This is a very difficult time for our family as we approach the 1 year anniversary of the death of Fanta Bility. In August 27, however, our resolve is stronger than ever. We will never stop fighting for our daughter, sister, niece, granddaughter, and friend, as there many other people and individuals impacted by the tragedy which occurred on that fatal day. Please remember Fanta Bility. Again, I do appreciate our supporters, our lawyers, the district attorney. We highly appreciate your support, and let's all continue until we get justice. I really never expected 1 year anniversary up to this time. The state struggling whether to charge the police officers. I can't believe that. But however, the fight goes on. Thank you and have a beautiful day.
Can you tell us your views without reading it? Just talk a little bit more about it, but look at it, because your head was down.
Okay, no problem.
What is your thoughts about what happened up there?
My thought about, I was very, very disappointed, sir. I was very, very disappointed. The death happened on the 27th of August, 2021. Almost 1 year anniversary. We are still struggling whether to find the police officers charged or not. This shooting has been going on. So mainly the family position here, we will continue to fight until we get justice for Fanta Bility. Thank you.
Thank you, Abu. Next, we're going to have the family lawyer, Bruce Castor.
Thank you, and thank you all for coming out here this afternoon. I want to especially call attention to the outstanding support we've got from the Congressional Black Caucus. The family members and I have really enjoyed working with them and having their firm but soft hand on this. What you don't see are rioting in the streets and property destruction. These are people who believe in the rule of law and operating within the boundaries that society expects people to adhere to. And I think that the Delaware County Black Caucus has done a tremendous job in assisting us as we go through this process. I will take questions from the press if there are any. I will comment, however, that the District Attorney's Office put on an excellent presentation. They are limited to what the facts are. They're limited to what the law is. They marry those two things together and they present the best case. And I think that they did an excellent job in presenting it to the judge. The other side of the coin is the defense have things to work with, and they presented it to the judge. In the next couple of weeks, there'll be various written arguments, and the judge will ultimately, in all likelihood, be called upon to make a decision. This is the way our system operates, our criminal system operates. we have a civil system too. And we will be pursuing all avenues available to us in the civil world once the criminal case is decided. Those have different standards of proof, different things that need to be shown. And when I'm trying to demonstrate that Sharon Hill Borough's training was deficient and their supervision of these officers was deficient, I only have to show it by a more likely than not standard, not the beyond a reasonable doubt standard that the district attorney is required to adhere to. But make no mistake, the DA was very brave in bringing these charges. He doesn't know how it's going to turn out, but he does know the razor close issue of criminal intent versus negligence, recklessness, and civil liability. And that's what the judge is working on as we speak, and will be working on the next several days. I assume you have some questions.
So if this is a close call, then criminally, that this is a tight call, it's not clear.
On the issue of whether there was intentional criminal conduct, it is a difficult technical matter. It seemed to be glossed over a little bit in court, but there was nobody saying that the police failed or acted any way other than recklessly. That would mean that every person who was endangered by those shots is a victim of a crime, and they're not trying to have those charges thrown out. They're trying to have thrown out the charges that require intentional, an effort to make an intentional killing. You heard the arguments concerning transferred intent. Make no mistake, the police officers are trying to kill the two young women in the car. They believe they have the authority under the law to do that. We believe they were wrong in that. The question the judge has to decide is, was that error so bad as to be criminal? And did that constitute one of the dominoes falling that led to the death of Fanta Bility? There was no argument by the defense that the other charges and the other people endangered should be dismissed. So after the judge rules, however the judge rules, there are still going to be charges. They may be all the ones the DA filed, or there may be some left. But we are going to get criminal justice here, and we're going to get civil justice later.
Bruce, what about the argument that the judge is saying they can't isolate the shooter?
Well, I think it's pretty clear that those of us that do this for a living know that that's a problem, and knew it was a problem from the moment the ballistic reports came in. I can say this, I had the ballistic reports reviewed by people that I know personally from my old life when I used to do that sort of work. The DA's office is accurate in that the ballistics do not match up to individual guns. I can't see how they're going to be able to improve on that unless the technology improves. That is a problem in the case. That doesn't mean it can't be overcome, and I think that Deputy DA Rhodes made a wonderful argument to advance the Commonwealth's position. Whether that's acceptable beyond a reasonable doubt is another matter. And what the judge has to decide is, in the light most favorable to the government, was enough evidence produced that a jury could find them guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the intentional effort to kill. That's a difficult decision to make, but it is an academic decision. What the Congressional or the Delaware County Black Caucus are here supporting, and what we are supporting, is we want an outcome that brings the police justice in the form of being held accountable for their actions criminally and civilly. What those things are, we hope, is charges of homicide, but there's going to be some charge upon which the DA is going to be able to prevail. I'm confident of that.
Last question. One last question.
How come you're waiting until the criminal case is over to file civil, not file civil charges, but to file a civil lawsuit?
Oh, I have filed the lawsuits. I filed the lawsuits last fall, but the federal judge has stayed everything pending the criminal case because everyone has a Fifth Amendment right to not produce things in discovery that could be used against them in a criminal matter.
So you have to wait for the criminal case to be over for that to proceed?
That's a generalization, but mostly true.
We want to say thank you for everyone for being here today, and thank you for you guys' support. As you know, the Delaware County Black Caucus we will continue to fight for the justice for Fanta. No matter how long it is, no matter what's the case. As you know, gun violence is gun violence. No matter if it comes out of the bullet of a gun or the gun of a police officer or a civilian, the ramifications is tragic. And you see the effects and how it affects the trauma in the family behind us. So we want to make sure that we are there, and the Black Caucus will continue to stand with the family. Thank you so much.
Okay, Fanta's mother does want to say something.
No questions.
Thank you for everybody coming support me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, Elijah Neal, EDTJ representative again. So the case has been postponed to a later date. The court has either decided to make their decision on the 16th or the 27th, which would be the day that Fanta Bility died. And so far, it does not seem the case does not seem to be favoring either side. However, there is just a general lack of knowledge from the judge about the case. So we continue to support the family, and hopefully the case will rule in their favor.